Hello, welcome to Chat with Chris and Pat,
Yep, day 70.
day 70.
Today we were going to discuss 3 things that people should think about and know about before jumping into the carnivore diet. Now these are things
right.
we had talked about, like we've heard other people talking about this stuff, but we're like, this is kind of important, but maybe not so much. But after being on the carnivore diet for a while, we're like, okay, these are kind of important. So
Yes. So,
we want to reiterate what you've probably already heard, but the 3 things that you ought to consider are like just to make sure that you have on your radar when you're starting a carnivore diet.
that's right. So,
All right. Number 1.
number 1, I believe you and I both believe we know what number 1 is, and that is getting your magnesium and your zinc,
And
potassium, and really some good salts.
Well, that was going
Well, that's going to be number 2. Never mind. All right.
You just jump ahead.
I just gave you the spoiler.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're not going to talk about that spoiler just yet. It's very important to get magnesium in. Do you
Magnesium,
know
zinc, and potassium.
the health science behind magnesium?
I
I don't.
I mean, I have, but I don't retain that part as much. It's needed for all sorts of cellular functions. But what I know is that if I don't take it, I get leg cramps.
With the potassium?
With the magnesium and potassium and the
magnesium.
zinc. And I think the zinc is needed to help like it all function together. There's
We're
some thing.
not pulling this out of our ass, by the way.
There's other doctors that talk about it.
I will say Dr. Sean O'Mara talks about it. He's from Temple Medical, so there's definitely some street cred there.
Yeah.
Or med cred.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
But for real, like the idea, leg cramps and things, that's a thing. So make sure that you incorporate.
Yeah, good to
Magnesium.
get a...
And there's a certain type of magnesium. Do some research on that one. I forget what it is.
Really?
Remember you're like magnesium, calcium,
Oh,
magnesium.
right, glutamate and glycinate.
Yeah.
But one has glycinate, and one has glutamate, and I don't remember what that is. It's like potassium glutamate or glycinate or something like that.
So point is, do your research on that one.
Go to Dr. Sean O'Mara or maybe...
But do take magnesium, potassium, and zinc.
Yeah.
Do that.
Maybe supplements with carnivore. Important supplements with carnivore.
Yeah, there's doctors that can tell you all about that. But do take them seriously when they're talking about it.
There's a lot of wait, we didn't talk about number 2 yet.
No, but you keep wanting to.
Yeah.
So let's just do number 2 now. Number 2
is sodium salt.
Yes.
Either one.
It's the same thing.
They're both the same.
It's the same thing.
I'm gonna go get something real quick. Keep talking.
Okay. So with salt, you typically are said, oh, well, don't use too much salt. It'll raise your blood pressure. I honestly have no idea what that's all about. I did not do my research on why people say that is the case. So maybe you guys can educate me on why that's the case. However, I will say with the carnivore diet, salt is your friend. Yes. And we really like real salt. And pink Himalayan salt. Getting the extra minerals and all that jazz that we used to probably get from just walking barefoot and walking and having, eating things right from the ground. Maybe not.
Drinking from...
You can't eat right thing from the ground because there's the plants. We're trying to avoid those. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Drinking from puddles.
That's it.
Streams.
Anyway.
Lakes.
Point is, we're not getting as many minerals as we used to. So real salt has this extra minerals that we're supposed to get. And I put salt in my tea. You put it in your coffee.
Yeah, I put in my coffee, yeah.
We generously salt
yeah.
our meat.
Yes, we do.
So.
Yep. Dr.
Really
Sean Bickman's got some really good fact studies.
Ben Bickman. Sean O'Mara.
Bickman.
You're getting them all confused.
Ben Bickman.
Yeah.
On salt, and it's blessings, that's all I can say.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so salt, that's we go through a lot of it.
Yeah.
Number 3.
And our blood pressure is pretty damn good, too.
Oh, right, and we have very low blood pressure. I should say that. We take our blood pressure kind of regularly, once, twice a month.
I don't know how people say salt causes
I was just saying
blood
that. I
pressure.
don't understand where that comes from.
Yeah, now somebody may take
Maybe?
me to school in the comments, but
I know. I'm open to that. Like, I'm really curious as to like where that even comes from.
yeah.
But our blood pressure is solid.
Yeah, it has been. Oh my gosh. I mean, we
Yeah.
have a blood pressure machine.
Right, exactly. That's what I was just
We're
saying.
okay.
We've been taking it regularly.
We like, yeah. Would you like some more meat with that salt?
Yeah,
basically?
a lot. So, salt's your friend. Now, I'm sorry to belabor that. So now we're on to number 3.
Yes.
Number 3. What did we decide number 3 was?
Number 3,
We had a
and
discussion
I know
on
what
this.
number 3 is.
It's so there.
Oh, dairy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, initially when we got on Carnivore, we saw a lot of suggestions for carnivore recipes with a shitload of cheese
And heavy cream.
and heavy cream. And
Sour cream and cottage cheese.
honestly, we got to the point where we're like, well, maybe you should just do a little bit of dairy. And a little bit of dairy was too much for us. Would you agree?
When you're trying to meet your goals. Okay, so
Yeah.
here's what I would suggest. At least that's working for us. If you have particular goals in mind, for example, if you're really trying to build muscle, or you're trying to like reduce fat, you may want to consider going no dairy except for butter. And that's because I think it might be the lactose. I don't know. For us, we couldn't reduce our fat when we were eating dairy. So for us, we had to get rid of dairy in order to actually lose the fat. And I don't know. I don't know if that's just because we're over 40s. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, it might have something to do with our age, but
Maybe.
we had signs of visceral fat, even though we couldn't see the MRIs to show it.
We didn't have the MRIs.
Have other outward signs of it.
Right, but like he talks about,
Yeah.
Dr. Shawn Amar talks about how back fat is a pretty telltale sign of visceral fat.
And this cat had it.
Yeah, well, we both did.
It's shrinking, but
But it is. So anyway, my point is, dairy, while it's great, if you are feeling like you're plateauing or not getting the results that you're looking for, or you're feeling clogged or just sluggish or some things along those lines, you may want to consider getting rid of dairy until you meet your goals. That's kind of where we're at. Until we meet our goals, we're just saying no to dairy. And we are wanting to do the kefir and yogurt,
homemade.
you know, to create, we found a great homemade recipe, which I can show you that sometime when I start.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're definitely working on gut health along with all of this. So we might be adding some of that in, but maybe even waiting on that until we meet some goal. I don't know. We haven't decided yet how we're going to tackle that.
I just have a recommendation if you're considering maybe lessening or taking a break from dairy. Look up Dr. Paul Mason and his comments and studies on dairy.
Yeah.
He's an exercise science doctor, I believe, and from Australia. Yeah.
Right. Great lectures on YouTube. So those would be the 3 things, you know,
Yeah.
your supplements, the salt, and dairy. Watch that. And, you know, there's so many great recipes that use dairy, so it's kind of a bummer. But, you know, if you have particular goals that you're looking for, particular health that you're trying to reach, you just got to be mindful and then make some hard choices if it's not working for you to eat dairy. And it might be working just fine, but plateaus and not being able to lose the weight was something that we were both experiencing. And then also a lot of like heaviness and upset stomach after eating.
You know
when
what?
we were on dairy.
I think we need to clarify. This would be lactose-free dairy. Wouldn't you agree? Or
No, wait, what? No, what?
well, not lactose-free dairy, but lactose dairy.
Right.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Like we do butter, so technically we are doing dairy.
Yeah,
But
you said lactose free.
I did, yeah.
You confused me.
I got it mixed up, and yeah. Anyways,
Okay. So ignore what he just was saying. No.
kinda.
But what you're saying is dairy that has lactose.
Yes. Yes. Dairy that has lactose can be.
Oh my gosh, my eyes.
Oh, you okay?
Sorry, yeah, I don't know. I just got itchy all of a sudden.
Inflammatory.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's another reason why it was hard for losing weight. And also the oats in it creates like a sugar somehow in the system. Again, I don't know all the ins and outs of that one. Find smarter people. There's lots of them out there. Go look them up. But that's what we found for ourselves. That helps helps us function really well and get the results that we're looking for. So
Yeah.
all right, so that's us for today, and happy day. I don't know what part of your day you're in, so have a good one.
Yep. Have a good one.
Ciao.
Ciao.